Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got a map based on a real location, and it's one of those rare ones that doesn't completely suck. It's actually not too bad at all. The real life location in question is Vancouver, and the name used for the map is from the indigenous origins, which is a really nice nod to that. Now, the creator has only made one map before, and it does kind of show in some of the standards, but overall we are talking about a really good real life location map with just a little bit of detailing, polishing needing doing. So I think most of you are going to be okay with it. Okay? That's right, being okay with things is a really good way of supporting the channel, getting me seen by more people and help me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for hitting that like button. Today's map is Salish Coast by Beefcake Charlie. Great name, Beefcake Charlie. I don't know what name or avatars you've used in the past, but there's some really unpleasant comments on your profile page, aren't there? Let's just start square. Terrain heights look like this. Again, very flat because it's a city that's been built and everything's been leveled out, isn't it? And then you've got resources that are a little bit light, but it's about building a recreation of a city rather than resource management, I would suggest, to this map. If you have Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, it looks like this. Yes, come on, internet. Try and be pleasant when commenting, etc. It's ridiculous. Anyway, off to the workshop. What do we need? We don't need any DLC today. There's a list of requirements there on the right hand side, mostly lovely trees. We'll be using Daft's autumn theme, the realistic 1.2 LUT. A really good write-up. Do read it. Good information in that write-up and you'll be good to go. There is one thing, however, missing from the list of requirements that could make this map a little bit better, but we'll talk about that when we get to the relevant parts. Most importantly, we'll be having a look at the networking. Networking is based on the real life location, so the highways go where they are in real life, not where common sense would dictate would place. If you were taking this as a terrain height map and putting down the highways, you wouldn't follow this route. You wouldn't. We're recreating. We do have some very pretty jinky jankies. I haven't actually seen jinky jankies as jinky janky as that for the longest time. So yes, if you can, with the highways, they don't tend, occasionally in city centres or whatever, you will get proper jinky jankies, but I don't believe that is where there is junctions coming in real life. I may be wrong. I haven't studied it quite so deeply. But yes, mostly highways don't have jinky jankies, they're smoothed. Next we have a plopped wishbone intersection. When I say plopped, pretty sure of it. There are a few clues, like the way that the road jaunts across to separate to make room for the plopped intersection. Now this is fairly easy to fix if you've got Move It, and most of us have. Just choose all of the offending nodes. I'll come back to the one in the middle in a moment. And we'll come down here, grab that one underneath here as well. We're just going to move all of them in one grab across to marry up, and it'll just match up with the rest of the highways. Not that it's a problem, but if all the rest of the highways have that distance between them, then surely the intersection does as well. Probably. Got a little bit of an uppy-downy bridge going on here, and a little bit of a downy bridge going on there. Yes, there are a few little... I'm making it look like it's going to be awful. It's honestly, it's not an awful map. There are some things that have been missed, little things like that. The spacing at the intersection is probably something that didn't even cross the creator's mind, being a new creator. And the other one is something that was probably just missed, being a new creator. And that's it, really. Another plopped wishbone. See, the spacing there was perfect. Yeah. Oh, look at the hills in the background. Now that spells to me beauty. I'm just loving the shape of that. I mean, we're in the Vancouver area. It is a beautiful area. So all credit there. Highway here, good and straight as it is in the real life. Although on either side in real life we have quite an urban area, and that's our job. as a city builder, not the map maker's job to actually fill it with urban. So feel free to take the map on and recreate the area. Why not? Why not? I can think of many reasons why not. But one of them isn't because the map isn't good enough, because the map definitely is. Okay. I'm glad we can all agree on that. Highways, just like following the route of the real highway. It's very difficult for me to say too much. Then we get down to here. Now, this is a park area. I forgot what the park is called. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to remember what the other park I'm trying to remember is called for later on, and that's gone as well. Darn it. I should have written these things down. I thought I had it. And then I got distracted and I got called away for a few minutes, and I come back and all the information that I had stored in my noggin has fallen out of it. A little bit of terrain glitching into the side of the highway there. Of course, it doesn't affect the gameplay, but there we are. We have the big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. Now, it does say in the description that this is green, so if you've got the painter mod, I'm pretty sure the painter mod will allow you to paint that to be green rather than red. Spacing on the pillars bothered me, and then I had a look at the Google Earth, and you know what? Spacing on the pillars is exactly as it should be. Intersections, we'll talk about those. Hang on, we've got a bit of a stop-start going on there because of traffic lights. Easy to remove now in game. It's a vanilla option in game now, so you don't even need traffic manager. But yes, a little bit of stop-start. I'm not marking the map down on that because that is well, I don't even think you can disable them in vanilla. In the map editor, not sure. A little bit of terrain glitching going. You see a bit of blue mantle underneath because of that, but that's not a huge problem. A little bit of blue mantle under the bridge on the opposite side as well. Of course, I do have a blue mantle tutorial, how to remove it. Head on to my main page, go to playlists, search for tutorials, and I've got a whole bunch of tutorials, some of which you wouldn't have seen probably. Another blocked wishbone there with a narrow space in between. So yeah, I'm thinking that first intersection was completely forgotten about, I reckon. Another major jinky janky going on there, and now we're heading off roughly in the direction of the edge of the map, I think. So yeah, right, what other? Oh yes, now the missing item of the workshop are some more of grey. There's a lot of grey flame trees on this map, and grey flame has made a whole bunch of really nice trees, especially for this part of the world, so it works really well. There is one that's missing, and I did write this one down. This is the lodgepole pine. I think that's how it's pronounced. Lodgepole pine. A more blue mantle under there. Yes, there's one item missing. It is a pack, so there's like about 9 trees missing because of it. And there are some parts of the map that I feel are a little bit deforested, where there could be a little bit more forestation. And it might be that the forestation is there. And yes, I could have reloaded the map using all of the assets, but I have to review it as is. And because it's not listed as a requirement, you're going to load this map up without subscribing to it. You're going to find it as it is here. Right, let's have a little look over at the rail. We won't spend too long on the rail. The rail is, again, as based in real life. And you're going to see a couple of junctions that look a little bit awkward. And, oh, hang on, we do have a little bit of an elevation issue on the rail there. Trains don't work like that. Bendy trains bend left to right, not up and down. Where were we? Yes, so we have got a couple of awkward looking junctions here. This comes down to the harbour and like a main freight area. There's a couple of extra lines on the map, which I'm not going to look at everything. I can't possibly look at everything. It's not even vaguely viable. But yes, this junction, there is no left on this junction, but that's because there would not be a left on this junction. You wouldn't get any through freight through here, sorry. But your harbour would be down there. No catenary chaos, which is good to see. Well done for that. And this junction over here, while it looks ugly, this is actually the layout of the lines in real life. However, I would like to see a little bit of bending and arcing on these, just to make them like a smoother transitions, like just a little bit of a bend in there and a little bit of a bend on the opposite side, just to make it more natural and ergonomic. Anyway, that is about it. I think what we'll do is we'll take an intermission. When we come back from the other side, we'll check for the shipping routes, because apparently they're based on real life. and so back to Salish Coast by Beefcake Charlie and that shipping route. Now, while they are based on the real life, the harbour is actually up here and underneath the big old bridge. Everybody loves a big old bridge. I've got a minor grumble that hadn't. It's one of these things that I've learned from you guys in the comments. I didn't even consider that ships would not all come up here and turn around and go back out. They'd only come up if they had a reason to. And at the moment, any ship that enters the map will come in, do the loop around, loop back out down through the slightly jinky janky. You won't really notice that with the ships right there, and then go back out the other side. Now, while there's no shipping clipping and no major issues with it, I will say that I feel that just having a little bit of a deep coast right on the edge of the map, shipping line, and then one line coming in from that for the ships to enter the harbour, I think that would look better. Water flow is not strong. If you're somebody who needs water flow in the start square, there is a little bit of emotion, but it's coming in to here. So if you like to pump sewage out, you might get pollution issues. And again, of course, there are plenty of options to circumnavigate that these days. But it's edge of map water flow pushing in and filling up the evaporation in that little what is it, a cove? No, it's not a cove. It's an inlet. We're going with inlet. Anyway, the map as a whole, I was going to paste a picture of Vancouver, but there's no point. It looks exactly like this. Okay? And the highways do follow the routes shown. The intersections are, we've got plopped wishbone where there are not wishbone intersections. So the intersections aren't actually a mirror on the actual real life themselves, but they work. And of course, if you want to upgrade them to the real life intersections, I guess it adds a bit of gameplay to you, the city builder, if you want to do that. If you want to, but yeah, as a little note, I do have to mention that, and there we are. Over here, we've got some sort of bug with a couple of antennae coming down, but no, these are again, I've read up on these. You can walk down these. There's a footpath all the way down here. I like the fact that it's not actually heavily detailed with lots of rocks and the footpath. Kind of like it's just been left for us to do. I think it's just about wide enough to get the footpath down there as well. Same with this one. There's a couple of places on the other one that it just gets a bit too narrow for the footpath. But again, how difficult is that to fix? The answer is not very. So, not a huge issue. Now, trees, tree coverage and stuff. Again, I'm loving the terrain on this map. But having a look at the map in real life, the tree coverage up here is thick. You cannot see any land at all. It's just dense. And again, it's difficult to do this in-game because obviously there are limitations, tree limits, and obviously whatever the trees will allow you to do. So density could be, I'd like to see a stronger density, a heavier density of trees. That would definitely pop a bit more. Plus, maybe there is. Maybe those lodgepole pines, lodgepole things. Anyway, yes, maybe those extra missing trees are the difference between this map being absolutely as I would like it to be or not. We do have in there, that's the harbour area in real life, so that is where all your shipping is going to come into. And you know what? I like this. I just like the feel of it. And you got a big old flat build space for the big city centre. I like it. Start square over here. Now, there's not room for a ploppable intersection down here. You will need Anarchy to be able to start building and putting your own intersection down. So yes, that's just one extra nod. You can't play it 100% vanilla, but it's not really because you've got a lot of things to subscribe to. Quite a few things anyway. And yeah, we've got the bridge going across there. Show you the bridge. I'm sure there was a point I was going to talk about when I recorded that, but I can't remember. It's not a perfect bridge. It's slightly squiggle. Slightly squibble bridge. There's a pillar underneath it that looks a bit weird. Now this thing here, I think is my favourite asset of the moment on the workshop. It is sublimely done. Epic Lurker, take a bow, my friend. Montelbaanstoren. Sorry, my Dutch is crud, as is my German, and most of my English actually. This is just superb. Absolutely superb. I can stand here or sit here and just look at this for hours. We've even got the downpipe from the drain. Oh, lovely. Factoids, because factoids, I know you want one. Get the light on so I can read it. Oh, hello. Hi, how you doing? Factoids. I did have it. Australian earthworms, that's the one. Can grow up to be 10 feet in length. Now, I wonder if that was the inspiration for the film Tremors. I don't know if you've seen it with Kevin Bacon. It's getting old a bit now, I guess. It's a 90s film, maybe. Superbly funny. A real funny horror film. Do check it out. If you've not seen Tremors, that's my recommendation for the day. Go watch it. You will enjoy it beautifully. Anyway, Montelbaanstoren by Epic Lurker. Today's asset of the day. And definitely my favourite one on the workshop at the moment. I mean, your favourites can switch every 5 seconds on the workshop, can't you? Every 2 minutes you go, oh, my new favourite thing ever. Yes, my favourite thing ever at the moment is definitely that one. And it's not even a build. It's not even. You don't even need to put it on the roadside. You can just put it anywhere. Magic. Anyway, what do you think of today's map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right hand corner of your screen. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free. And it'd be nice if you did. Not enough people do. And it matters. It really does. It's not about what I think, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Aesthetically, I'm okay with it. I think it's a good choice of theme. I think it looks exactly like the area as a top-down. And there's not really too many ugly parts on the map, really. There's bits that need polishing. I'd like to see better forests. I mean, you've got a great choice of trees, but the forests don't really do it for me. But I'm going to go with a 3 stars. I'm going to go a high-ish 3. Detailing needs a bit of work here and there, but all told, it's actually not really that bad. I did toy for a minute with 2 stars, but honestly, I think it's a 3-star map. It's just a lower end 3. Gameplay potential, I think it's playable. I think it's going to be pretty good for a recreation of the city, actually. I think that's the whole point. So I'm going to go 3 stars again, but I'm going to go high 3. Bearing in mind that this will not be a vanilla play map. Salish Coast by Beefcake Charlie. That is not a bad attempt at a real life location for a second map. All things told, there's not really too much wrong with that. Of course, the missing asset, we could do with a one-click collection, Beefcake. I have a tutorial for making collections on my workshop. Head on over to tutorials and you'll find the collections. Watch that one through. It'll really help you put together collections. That's what it's all about. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. If you're still here, you're part of the 20 and out elite. Use the words of the day into the comments to score yourself some population points, and I'll be back tomorrow with another map in the What's Map series. Thanks for watching.